Do you think the people over at Just Dance are still seeking therapy over this, or... Throughout the years, we've tend to have noticed that sometimes Just Dance cannot afford every single huge pop song, but when they do, it's when they afford the actual song, but never the official recording of the song, and that will result in a Just Dance cover. And yeah, there are definitely quite a few good ones here and there. Some arguably are way better than the original song, but unfortunately Just Dance has been infamously known for having quite a lot of horrible covers. However, as I've seen this topic get thrown around here and there in the community, I have wondered, are these covers really that bad? Or is it just us misremembering? Or is it just our bias getting the best of us, being upset at the fact that the original song couldn't make it into the game? And so I asked my subscribers in a community post what they consider to be the worst cover in Just Dance, excluding one, because don't worry, we'll get to her in a bit. I've selected quite a few Just Dance covers that I've seen get brought up the most in that comment section, so if there's gonna be a specific cover I haven't mentioned in this video, that's probably why, but who knows, maybe I'll bring it up again in another video. I don't know, depends if I feel like it. Also, I'm only gonna be talking about the ones in the Just Dance franchise, so no, I'm not gonna talk about the Smurfs dance party. I don't care how many of you are going to ask me to make a video talking about it, it's never gonna happen. I will never in my life play the Smurfs fucking dance party.
Offering to do anything, I'm like, oh my god, I just smile at the thought of you.
Okay, look, I know I just said I refuse to talk about anything relating to the Smurfs dance party, and I still stand by that. I am never gonna talk about that game. But Just Dance Kids? Oh, I can talk about Just Dance Kids. Now, confession, I've never played a single Just Dance Kids game because I refused to at the time, but honestly, can you blame me, okay? I didn't want to play a game that was made for babies. It had kids in the title, okay? It wasn't for me. I was 8 years old in 2012, okay? I played much more mature games on the Wii, like Pokepark 2 Wonders Beyond. However, I have seen a couple of Just Dance Kids maps make their way into the main Just Dance franchise, as some of their maps have been included in Just Dance Unlimited and have been added to Just Dance Plus. So for the sake of this video topic of Just Dance covers, I'm gonna choose to count them and talk about them in this video because I don't think I will have another opportunity to talk about their cover for Rocketeer, because I listened to it for the first time yesterday and oh my god, that cover sure was something. There are a lot of other covers that I will gladly also mention in this video that were covered pretty bad. Fireflies, All-Star, the hamster dance song. Oh, now that's where I draw the line. That is where I draw the line. You do not get to mess up the hamster dance song. How do you make it so bad? How did you make it so bad? And why would you do that to them? Why would you do that? But let me, for a moment, talk about the Rocketeer cover because that hurt me to a personal level, okay? Rocketeer by Far East Movement is a song that I can immediately associate with my childhood. It was everywhere, it meant so much to me, I adored this song as a kid. And so, while I was making a list of Just Dance covers, a lot of people listed specific songs that were in the Just Dance Kids franchise, and when I saw that people were mentioning Rocketeer, I'll admit, I was worried. And I was absolutely right to be worried because, oh my god, this cover was pretty bad. Now, is Rocketeer the worst cover to come off of Just Dance Kids? Oh no, absolutely not. That title absolutely goes to Fireflies, okay? I know a lot of people hate I Like to Move It's cover, but I'm sorry. Have you listened to Fireflies? If you guys thought that the auto-tuned hell that is the Hit Crew's Toxic cover was bad, you aren't ready for this one, okay? This one is... okay, not as bad, but it's still pretty bad, okay? It's still pretty damn bad, okay? They did this song so dirty. Please, Just Dance, if anyone is watching this video, all I'm asking is to add this song, have it be from Owl City, don't have it be a cover, and do it justice, please. I could talk more about Just Dance Kids, I really could, and maybe one day I might actually make a video diving into the franchise. That is, if I actually went to play these games. Maybe one day I'll make a video talking about them, but who knows? Let me know if you guys are interested in that video. So yeah, Just Dance Kids has had quite a lot of terrible covers, but I'm just gonna let you know, these next covers that I am going to talk about, let's just say we better owe these kids an apology because my god, these covers are something. Out of all the covers I am going to be talking about today, this is the most interesting one. So Mambo No. 5 was at first a DLC for Just Dance 2, so obviously I never played it. But it did get released in Just Dance Summer Party with the cover that is so infamously known as being quite a terrible cover. But eventually, once the song got added in Just Dance Unlimited, it's somehow still credited as the Lemon Cubes, even though they are using Lou Bega's re-recorded version of Mambo No. 5. Like, yeah, that's Lou Bega. It did sound a bit different compared to the original song, but that's because it's a re-recording of the song. It's still Lou Bega. I don't know why he's credited as the Lemon Cubes. Maybe they'll fix it when the song gets added to Just Dance Plus and they'll finally give him credit. I don't know, unless they'll maybe add back the cover. I don't know. That cover's so funny. I want to mention this because it's also so funny, but while I was looking at a YouTube video that has this specific cover so I can listen to it, one of the comments below says, "This cover is better than the other one that appears on Unlimited." So like, who's gonna tell them? This is one of those cases that actually has like, oh, this starts off as a cover at first, but eventually it seems to work out and they actually have the original artist singing this song. So you could say like, yeah, I guess it all worked out fine, you know, minus the whole fact that Lou Bega is now credited as the Lemon Cubes. It does, however, bring an interesting point I have also noticed. Some songs that were from the original artist at first, but eventually they get turned into a cover. The ones off the bat that I can think of are Who Let the Dogs Out and You Can't Touch This from Just Dance 1. Those were the original songs from the actual artist. However, once they got added to Unlimited and now Just Dance Plus, it's no longer from them. It's now a cover. And at this point, I have often questioned, what's the point on even adding these songs back to Unlimited and Plus if you're just not even going to afford the original artist like you did before? But back to Mambo No. 5, yes, the cover is pretty bad, hilariously so, but thankfully Just Dance Unlimited managed to bring the actual Lou Bega's re-recording of the song. The only problem now is that he's just not really credited, he's just now credited as the Lemon Cubes, but again, let's just hope that eventually once the song gets added to Just Dance Plus, Lou Bega will finally get proper credit this time. Or maybe not, he'll just still be credited as the Lemon Cubes. And at this point, that should just be his alter ego. This man should probably now go by the Lemon Cubes. That's his alter ego at this point.
Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, go.
Look, I am not a Disney fan. There's some Disney movies I liked here and there, but I'm not really a huge Disney person, especially recently. I'm not like a Disney adult, thank God. But one thing I will always give Just Dance, despite how I feel about their Disney season, I'll give credit where credit is due. Thank God none of the songs that were in that season were covers, because oh my god, I listened to How Far I'll Go, You've Got a Friend in Me, and the Let It Go cover. Oh my god, what were they thinking with those covers? They were horrendously terrible. I'll admit, Let It Go isn't the worst out of the three I mentioned. If anything, it is still alright. It's not a good cover, but it's not horrible. But oh my god, How Far I'll Go and You've Got a Friend in Me, those were something. How Far I'll Go is probably the most hated Disney cover of them all. I hear so much negativity surrounding that cover, and I'll say, yeah, it is pretty bad. Distractingly so. I've seen people say that the singing voice, like the singer sounds like she's 50 trying her very best to sound 15 when she's singing, and yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. That is insanely accurate, actually. However, I will say, I don't think How Far I'll Go is really the worst Disney cover in Just Dance. Because that title deserves to go to You've Got a Friend in Me, okay? I'm sorry. That cover, the fact that no one told me about this, that frankly alone is a crime in on itself, okay? I've heard people briefly mention it, but not enough, okay? How are you guys so confident to say How Far I'll Go is the worst Disney cover when this abomination exists, okay? How dare you guys? Do you guys have any idea of what pain I had to go through when it came to making this video? I had to listen to that shit, and then I had to play the map so I could get footage on my capture card for this video. And I kid you not, the footage you are seeing right now is the first and only footage you are ever gonna get of me playing that map, okay? I am not playing it again. As I was playing this, I was scoring fine. I was playing it, I was going along with it, but halfway through, I just couldn't bother listening to it anymore. I kid you not, I just sat down on my bed, set my Joy-Con to the side, and just let the map play on, okay? So if you are seeing a couple of X's on the screen, it's not me being a horrible dancer as I normally am. That's just me giving up because I got tired of this. And I also just want to say, I'm already not a fan of the original song. I'm just not a fan of Randy Newman singing. I just don't think he's that good of a singer. But compared to this cover, Randy Newman sounds like Frank Sinatra compared to this. How do you out-awful Randy Newman? That's impressive. All right, maybe I'm over-exaggerating. Actually, there is no maybe. I probably am over-exaggerating, and maybe this is just an unpopular opinion, but yeah, I understand the hatred for How Far I'll Go's cover, but compared to You've Got a Friend in Me, I just gotta say, it's a far worse cover compared to everything. Again, How Far I'll Go, I understand the hatred. I absolutely do. The baby voice is definitely so distracting, but I can't bring myself to listen to wannabe Randy Newman that sounds like he smoked a couple packs and also got really drunk at the same time. That I couldn't. It was too much for me. It was just too much for me. Yeah, it's no secret that the Britney Spears covers in Just Dance are notoriously known in the community for being straight up awful. And look, I'll get this one out of the way right now. I know people are probably expecting to click on this video to see if I'm going to roast the hell out of Toxic, make fun of it for being an awful cover, but I'm just gonna say it. What can I say about the Hit Crew's cover of Toxic that hasn't been said to death already with the community? Because yes, the cover is goddamn awful. It is so bad. It is auto-tuned to hell. And of course, who could forget the infamous? So yeah, it's pretty damn bad. But I'll just say it, at this point, it kind of feels like beating a dead horse at this point. Just Dance years later would end up remaking Toxic and would bring back the Just Dance 2 version of the map, only now replacing the cover with the original version with Britney. I figured it's more fitting if I just talk about the other Britney covers in this video instead of, you know, talking about how awful Toxic's cover was, because look, at least that one got fixed. That one actually got swapped with the original version. I unfortunately can't say the same for the other ones. Womanizer's alright. It's not a good cover, mind you. It's just not the worst one out there, but I can understand why people don't like this one. I think the only thing that's probably the worst part about this that makes me laugh is the little robot voice that goes womanizer. That makes me laugh every fucking time. It's so funny, but it's really not that bad of a cover. Till the World Ends, I will agree, has gotta be the worst Britney Spears cover in Just Dance outside of Toxic. It is so bad. I think it's the same reason of How Far I'll Go is also a terrible cover, because it is so clear that the singer is trying to do the very best Britney impression. And that's kind of the thing with the girly team. They always try their very best for the singer to sound close enough to Britney Spears, but the execution ends up being not so good that they just do a baby voice. It's so distractingly terrible. The thing of how I can describe the girly team's covers of Britney Spears songs is this. They don't sound like someone covering Britney Spears. They sound like someone doing a parody of Britney Spears. You know, in the era of YouTube when parody channels were a thing, like Bart Baker, The Key of Awesome, and sometimes they'd hire singers to sound kind of like the artist they're parodying? That is what the girly team sounds like to me. Despite how a lot of people feel about the girly team when it comes to their covers, I will say, when it comes to Britney, I do have one unpopular opinion when talking about the girly team's covers of Britney Spears. Despite how you feel, I actually liked Baby One More Time. I think it's a pretty good cover. Is it better than the original? Hell no. None of those covers could ever be Britney, okay? Because she's Britney. But in my opinion, compared to all the other covers I have listened to for this video, this is nowhere near the list of bad covers in Just Dance history. If anything, it's actually in one of my favorite Just Dance covers. I don't know, I like it. I liked it. I will confess, part of the reason of why I'm not really hating Baby One More Time's cover is because of the fact that I did play this map a lot as a kid. So growing up, this cover never really bothered me, but I can absolutely understand why people don't like this cover among all the other Britney covers. Now, before I end this segment to talk about one more thing, I do have to confess one more thing to you guys. As a kid, I actually liked the Hit Cruise cover of Toxic. I don't know what to tell you. Look, as a kid, I wasn't that aware of Britney Spears, so I didn't know that song was a Britney Spears song. Maybe it was the aesthetics of the map. I don't know. I just remembered that I liked it and I thought it was good until I grew up and I knew more about Britney and I listened to the actual song. And now every time I look back, I cringe every time. Oh my god, what the fuck was I on? Now that I got all of that out of the way, I actually feel so much better. I actually want to talk about the next cover. I wonder what we have next. And oh god, son of a
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
I can't prove anything, but I have a feeling someone at Ubisoft just doesn't like Beyonce. But alright, out of all the covers I have talked about in this video, out of all of them, this was the one that was brought up the most in that community post. The Crazy in Love cover, originally by Beyonce featuring Jay-Z, that's now by Studio Musicians, which is the most stock music name I've ever heard in my life. Like Toxic, this is also another cover that as a kid I didn't really pay all that attention to. I never really noticed how bad the vocals were until I grew up and I started listening to it again for this video, and oh my god, I thought people were overreacting. I thought it was like, oh, it's probably nothing. It's just probably people upset that they just couldn't afford Beyonce. I was wrong. This cover's awful. Can we just, for a moment, talk about the guy that's supposed to do Jay-Z's singing voice? It's so bad. It's so bad. What direction did they give this man? This poor man. He deserves so much better than that. Comparing this to Beautiful Liar, which is another cover that I've seen people comment about, I will say Crazy in Love is clearly the worst one when talking about Beyonce covers, I guess. I'm not even kidding, I am at a loss for words of just how bad this cover is. And just to keep in mind, the last time I played this map was when I was like 10 years old, and I haven't touched Just Dance 2 since then. So imagine to my surprise, I, a now 21-year-old adult, decided it'd be a fun idea to talk about horrible Just Dance covers, and so for this, I decided to boot up Just Dance 2, listening to Crazy in Love, a map I haven't even played in over a decade, and I listened to this cover for the first time, and then you think, oh, no, maybe it's not as bad as I thought and I was wrong. I'm not even afraid to admit this. I'm not even a Beyonce fan. I just don't listen to Beyonce as much as I probably should in my life, but her music's not for me, I guess. But for the people in the Just Dance community who are a part of the Beehive, I just want to say condolences to all of you. You guys deserved so much better when it came to Crazy in Love. You guys deserve the actual version of the song. You guys deserve it. And if they still couldn't afford Beyonce, you guys deserved a better cover. You guys deserve a remake of this map the same way Toxic got that treatment. You guys deserve so much better, and I feel for you. My heart goes out to all of you. Okay, in all actuality, in all seriousness, I will admit, I don't think the female singer was really that bad as everyone put it out to be. I think the main reason people just don't like this cover is because of the guy who's singing Jay-Z's parts. I can't stop laughing. It's so fucking bad. It's so bad. Alright, one more thing before I do end this video. I want to at least do a little dishonorable mentions segment featuring my subscribers. I am going to be reading some of the comments that they've shared over what they consider to be the worst Just Dance cover, and I will share my thoughts on if I agree or disagree with them, so enjoy. Boss Witch from Just Dance 2022, JK, of course, that cover is literally heaven. I mean, I know this person was joking, but I just had to include it because it is the top liked comment in that post. Everybody from Just Dance 2020 was abysmal. Yeah, I agree with you here. Back to what I said about the girly team, I'm gonna say the same thing here. This did not feel like listening to a Backstreet Boys cover. It felt like listening to a Backstreet Boys parody. Barbie Girl from Just Dance 2 is not a worst cover, just a bad cover. I hope one day they can rework this map. I fully agree with you here. It's definitely not the worst, but it is still a pretty bad one. I was a bit disappointed that they couldn't afford the rights to Aqua, and hopefully, I am hoping one day that this is one of those maps that not only gets a remake, but hopefully they do, again, like what they did with Toxic and bring it back, but replace the cover with the original version. I'm hoping one day Aqua makes their debut into Just Dance one day, and hopefully it is with this song. I've also seen a couple mention me, and I will say I am a bit surprised. I was always under the impression that people in the community love this map and just didn't mind the cover at all, but I guess I was wrong. I mean, yeah, personally, I do prefer the original, but in terms of Just Dance covers and compared to all the other covers I've talked about here, this is definitely not up there for the worst. If anything, it's probably one of their best ones. And finally, I got so many people mentioning Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, and let me tell you, this one surprised me the most. I didn't really think people hated this cover, but no, I was wrong. People consider it the worst, and I just gotta ask, why? I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I definitely prefer Brenda Lee over any other cover, but in terms of a Just Dance cover, this is honestly pretty good. It's actually pretty catchy. So yeah, I fully disagree. I really like this map and I love this cover. Again, can never beat the queen that is Brenda Lee. I will say I'm just surprised, if anything. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here. If I were to pick which Just Dance cover do I think is the worst one throughout the whole franchise, it's gonna be hard to say, but excluding Toxic, I am going to say it's a bit of a tie between Crazy in Love, Till the World Ends, and You've Got a Friend in Me. It's a three-way tie, let's just say. But I will say I'm not fully against Just Dance covers because, again, sometimes they can make it work. Sometimes they have some absolute bangers when it comes to covers. But yeah, most of the times they're pretty bad. It's a bit of a miss here and there. But I will say I'm not fully anti-cover when it comes to Just Dance covers, okay? I'm open to a Just Dance cover here and there, but I will say, Just Dance, before I end this video, If you guys ever do add Scatman into your game, it better be from Scatman John, okay? I will not accept a Just Dance cover of Scatman. It better be from Scatman John and no one else, okay? I will not accept a Just Dance cover. I want Scatman, and if you add Scatman, it better be from the Scatman, okay? But that is going to be it for today's video. Please let me know in the comments what you consider to be the worst Just Dance cover all throughout the franchise. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions as to why. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, goodbye.